It's amazing whether it be a 5-year-old coming to us into this garden space or a 95-year-old patron coming to us in the garden space. The moment they step into the garden, almost always you get this like look on their face because you instantly left New York City.
Puyen Taglianetti is the education manager at Snug Harbor Cultural Center and Botanic Garden. The Chinese Scholars Garden is a small sanctuary in the 83-acre wetland and green oasis. It's based on structures that were built during China's Ming Dynasty that lasted from 1368 to 1644 AD.
Our then CEO at the time, Frances Huber, had wanted to put something unique and special here at Snug Harbor because we're a multi-use cultural venue. And so she had been fascinated with the Chinese Scholars Gardens, had gone to China a number of times to research, to look into how we can bring one here.
This garden was built in the 1990s with material mostly imported from China. Artisans assembled everything, including the iconic gongxi, a rock that was pulled from a lake in China and sent to Staten Island in pieces. The gongxi acts as a centerpiece of the sculpture garden.
It comes from Lake Tai. It's not meant to be anything specific. So it's a meditation point or a conversation piece, depending on the angle that you're looking at it, or depending on your own mood, or the way that the sun is hitting on it and the shadow is playing. You see different things. So we had students who tell us it looks like a lion roaring. One student told us it looked like a water pitcher. You can have a handle on one side and you can see the water pouring out.
The gongxi, or Scholar's Rock, is one example of the extraordinary attention to detail here in the Staten Island oasis. Close to 20,000 people pass through the garden each year.
Each of these pavilions are made to seem as if you're floating over the nature that's around you. Each and every one of these windows are framed in a different design. No two are the same. You're meant to be able to feel the air or the rain that's coming through them to connect you to the nature that's in this space.
The design is even intended to corral good fortune.
You'll also notice that you have to go left and right and up and down, and then the elevation and or the direction changes. From a folklore standpoint, it is said that evil spirits or bad luck can only go on a flat, straight plane. So by being able to turn left and right, go up and down, you're keeping all that good fortune with you. But then from a design standpoint, we're really building in mindfulness here. And so even from the Ming Dynasty, if you think about that hundreds of years ago, they're forcing you to slow down, forcing you to take in the nature that's around you, to then have more appreciation for your role within the larger scheme of nature around you.
Although the space is inspired by Chinese gardens of the 15th century, the Chinese Scholars Garden at Snug Harbor has a very contemporary relevance.
Through the pandemic, we have learned just how important it is for people to have a place to escape their daily stress, which is what the gardens were originally intended for the scholars. And so nowadays, everyday people can have access to the Scholars Garden to escape those stress, to be here, sit in a quiet moment, enjoy the sounds, the nature that's around them, and for just that brief time, not to, have to take on all the burdens that they may be encountering.
Snug Harbor is open 7 days a week, and the Chinese Scholars Garden is open Wednesdays through Sundays. For Diver City, I'm Craig Thompson.